What's up, guys? This is James LaFon with Prodigy's Prophecy. Welcome back to the video side of my podcast. A lot of you guys have probably been recently seeing me, discovering me through Spotify, audio podcasts that I've been doing. But I'm trying to get back to where I actually came from originally, which was video podcasts. I just had to improve my setup a lot more and kind of put more into it. I've been kind of having a little bit of problems with my mic, so we're about to see in this video if it's working with the compatibility of the video. If not, I already ordered some little smaller mics that you clip to your shirt that for sure will work with my video. So if this one's audio is a little bit bad, then you know why. It's probably the last one with poor quality audio, but the visible, it's still improving as well. But I just don't want it to stop me from doing what I love doing, which is what we're doing right now. And this is going to be like more of a Prodigy's Prophecy backdrop. There's a second chair I sometimes put here with me, depending on if I'm going to have a guest or not. But the big thing is, I'm back putting out content. I've been putting audio podcasts out the last 2 weeks. Second episode comes out tomorrow. I'm dropping those every Friday. The link will be in the description for my Spotify, Facebook, Instagram, things like that, all my socials. So don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, so you know when I'm posting something new. These videos are going to be kind of coming out, most likely weekly as well. They might be, it's both Prodigy's Prophecy, my audio and video. Sometimes they may correlate, sometimes they may be completely different. It's different audiences, but if you want to follow what I'm doing, then try and stay up to date with everything. Just follow all my socials, like on Spotify and Apple Music as well, and things like that. But, I kind of took a hiatus off the videos recently, obviously, as you can see from my YouTube page, but a lot of my initial fans come from YouTube. They prefer the YouTube setting and the video setting. I prefer the video setting, but I've been really enjoying doing an audio podcast as well. It's a different world than the video podcast. I love them both, so I'm doing both, and I'm running a bunch of social pages and getting more exposure, more content for people to actually bring in. But first, I would just like to say, welcome back. Obviously, it's been crazy. I had took my hiatus because I had my two sons, Jameson and Jackson. Jameson's over 2 now, and Jackson, he was born in April 26, 2022. Obviously being a father has brought on a lot of responsibility, and I kind of, took a step back away from my normal dreams, which is what we're doing right now, and that's my podcast. But I didn't really take a step back. I just stopped putting out videos. But wisdom-wise, I've been gaining a lot, obviously, from becoming a dad and furthering myself in my career, and now I'm ready to be able to put it back out there the way I have been in the past. Going off of, my first 4 episodes, I was kind of rewatching them, and obviously I'm a way different person now. I've grown a lot. I've, improved quite a bit as just who I am, but the moral and all that is still the same. The last thing I talked about was attitude, and, this time what I believe is important, it just been coming to my mind, is, outside of attitude, one of the big things that I love and I think is important is ambition. This, is the fuel to the car of everything else, of the attitude, of everything else, every other message I've had in the last 4 episodes. Without the ambition, none of it's important, or it won't be useful, because you need to be ambitious. You need to make the decision every day to be like, hey, I'm going to get up and I'm going to be ambitious towards these goals. I'm not just going to have this lifestyle, this stoic lifestyle, and just be content with it. Like, no, okay, what can I do to make that turn into something? And in doing that, you challenge yourself in major ways. And then basically I've had a lot of these skills already for several years, but the ambition was kind of lacking, clearly, because I haven't posted a video in 2 years. But my internals were so deep and so on point that I was growing more than I thought I was within this podcast. But now I got the ambition back to actually act and sit here and make a video, get my setup. It's all it took was getting the equipment, because then the ambition comes and the excitement comes. But when you're sitting there thinking about something, it seems so hard to do, so unobtainable. You're way too busy. You just got 2 new babies. You travel sometimes for work. You got a new career, or not a new career, but you got a career that you're heavily invested into, becoming more important within that career. So obviously that has caused me, an excuse. It gave me an excuse not to do what I'm doing now. But now I got the equipment. Like you can see, we have the equipment here. It's still in the process of being set up, and I'm not just gonna not release my video because I'm ready to get going again. The audio may suck, depending if this microphone is properly connected to my recording device. But if not, then I for sure have those other mics. So just bear with me through the bad audio. One more episode. First 5 episodes will be shit video quality. Well, not video quality, audio to the video quality. But that's the last episode that it will ever be that way. But thanks for coming in and everything. And fuck yeah, I miss doing this. Obviously here soon, like if you listen to my audio podcast recently, you know that there's going to be a lot more guests, a lot more sit-down situations. I have another chair that I always put right here. Backdrop's going to be best. But the other chair, that'll be for like interviewing and recording. This table is obviously just small and random. It was in the corner of my room, so I made use of it. But in reality, this whole setup's going to get way better. But it's already a lot better than when I first was just fucking recording from wherever. You can see back on my old YouTube episodes how it's gotten progressively better. But recap. So like I said, I had kids, advancing my future, all that. I've been traveling somewhat, not like I used to. I've been kind of grounding out lately, letting my kids grow a little bit. My son Jameson already has his passport. Jackson, we're getting him his as well. After that, obviously we're going to be able to travel more as the kid gets older and it's more safe for them to, be out doing all this stuff. But it's still in the plans, it's still in the goals, so I'm not going to overthink it like I used to. It's going to come, I'm going to see the world, I'm going to do lots of different things. In the meantime, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to push out my content, I'm going to record these videos, and I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. And that's where everything's been lately. My buddy Josh, my brother Ronnie, all my buddies are all, interested in coming on. My buddy Dylan Patton, he's a comedian. He'll be coming on sooner or later. All these real estate buddies, basically people with like-minded spirituality or whatever, or like whatever it is, just deep critical thinkers. I'm going to have a slew of them that come from many different perspectives and different lifestyles and things like that. But it's just going to be sit down as much as I've been doing what I'm doing now. A big progress point. The first 4 episodes were just kind of, hey, this is what I've been through. This is where I made it to. This is where I'm at now. Now, as years pass by, I look at these old videos and I've even grown so much more. I didn't even have my first kid yet. By the time I was recording these videos, my very first video was in Norway, just being young and crazy, 22 years old. And then as I got older, like 23, 24 at the latest, now I'm 26. And, a lot has changed, a lot of growth has happened. But I'm just trying to paint that picture, storytell the idea of growth in life. And the crazy thing is I look back on some of these videos and I hear myself talking, and the emotions have worn off so much since those feelings, due to time and growth and new experiences and things like that, that I almost listen to my own story as a listener and remember that, wow, that was me that was feeling those emotions and pain, and that was me who found this way out, not hypothetically, this way out, not literally, whatever the word is, but I found a way out of my pain, and I was documenting partials of it, and obviously there's still different pains that came with getting older and taking on different responsibility, but my deepest part of pain in life so far I've healed from, and I can now talk about it as a past moment not as like a life sentence or anything. At the time I was speaking of things, I thought you always have that doubt of, will I recover from what's going on? And you end up obviously recovering, hopefully. But the way you recover is what I'm documenting now. You're not just going to recover by hope. You better do some actions. You better do some things. You better change your attitude. You better change this. You better change that. Change your perspective. Change your hard work. Find out what your roots are. What fuels you. What makes you become better. And in doing that, you're going to keep doing what we're doing now, what I've been doing on the audio podcast, what I'm going to start doing even deeper and better. This is also just getting back into something, but I'm not going to half-ass it like I did last time. I'm going to be putting content out like very often, and I'm going to make the best of this and make sure I make the time to get with you guys, retouch with my people, my group, and be that motivation that they may possibly need, and also them can be my motivation as well. And the perspective, the wisdom, all that stuff is coming. It continues to come as I get older, and I'm growing it out of like that young man stage into just like a man, 26-year-old man. And now I'm ready for the next stage, the next step. And it always has sounded crazy, but my goals are bigger than just my career, which I've excelled at. I've excelled during my solar career, or my renewable energy, or high voltage type of thing. I've excelled well at that, but that's not where I draw my line. And now I got to excel at podcasting. I got to excel at touching people's lives. I got to excel at having a culture impact, not just a financial impact on my life. I want to impact the culture around me. I want to share the positivity of being a good person rather than the easy way of being a victim and falling into an evil person. It's good or evil. It's simple as that. There is no middle ground. There's no gray area. Everyone always mentions that there's a gray area, or there's a different way of, they want to play both sides. They want to understand everybody, which I do. I understand people for where they're at and what's going on, but I still am able to discern whether it's evil or good, or if you need to, or if I think you need to, get away from toxic decisions or toxic habits to better improve or better give yourself chances to get to the point that you're trying to get to. You're going to have to shed some negative things about yourself and be open and aware with yourself to know that you need to shed those things. That's one of the first steps, but you find out all that by going through what your roots are. Well, who am I? Why am I this way? What do I stand on? And why is that? Why do I stand on it that way? And then once you know yourself and you kind of have a good understanding, then you'll find a lot about your toxic things that you've put in the back of your mind or put in the back of your heart that you haven't yet healed from, that holds you back from your goals and your ambitions, because you're so focused on these negative things that you can't control, that it's so hard to even just focus on the present and doing something like trying to make an impact for somebody else. Because it's hard to make an impact for somebody else when you're trying your best to just survive your daily life. So to get to any point of helping, you have to be able to understand yourself, and it may have took me some years to even learn more about myself and become more proud of who I am and what I believe in, and just stick to what I'm doing. But it makes no difference to me. Effort, you can have effort, but without fixing problems internally, the effort will go unnoticed or unuseful. You're not going to be useful if you cannot shed this baggage that you're carrying around from pain that you've been through, and learn to heal. Healing is a normal thing. It's okay to heal. You don't have to heal around a bunch of people like I do. You don't have to heal outwardly. I heal outwardly so I can give you guys someone to relate to, someone to, for the people who are scared to heal, at least you can have someone like me to listen to and like ease your mind a little bit, because I know how it is when you're in the act of almost healing. You don't want anybody to know that you need healing. But so if you are that kind of person and you're in that space and that's what brought you here, then yeah, that's why I'm outwardly healing. You guys have watched me heal from a lot of different things and recover, and I've been outward and open with it, so other people around me can at least be open and outward with themselves. You don't have to do it with other people, but like be okay with being like, okay, like it is okay to heal. It is okay to address these things that I've been ignoring for so long, because without addressing them, there is no progress. You will not change. Nothing around you will change without internal progress. Whether you have hope or not, hope is an ingredient. It's not the meal. It's not the cake. It's an ingredient to make the cake. It's one of the many ingredients. I was reading Gary Vee's book. I forgot what it's called, but my buddy Eddie gave it to me. I don't know why I can't remember the name of the damn book, but same concept. His ingredients are different than what I would say my ingredients are. His ingredients are more for a business perspective, but also like a personal, everyday perspective. My ingredients are towards internal peace and like content with basically just self-awareness, being content with understanding who you are, understanding your pros and cons. That doesn't mean being content doesn't mean that you don't change the bad things about you. Just be okay and patient with your own growth. Be okay with the fact that, hey, this is taking some time, but I am going to stick with it. It will show with time if you were just talking or if you were acting on your ambition. If you were talking ambition and nothing's changed, by the time you hit my age, 26, talk is just talk. Talk will show who you can't talk your way out of things the older you get. It's like, action by now, if you truly believe what you're telling me, you would be in that spot. And it's not like to shit on anybody, but it's like holding people accountable the way I hold myself accountable. Like, change needs to happen. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Change now, improve now, and get better. And that's it sounds so simple, but it's seriously like it's a passionate thing to do. Like when you start doing it and you start feeding it, I tell people, this is a good example. I always forget, but this is always something that I always like. You have those friends that are very physically in shape, always going to the gym, bodybuilder type people. And I tell people all the time, like, yeah, I'm like an average, I'm like 160, 165. I'm not like some big buff dude physically, but I'm a spiritual and mental bodybuilder is what I tell people. Like, you may not see my gains in my brain or my soul, but they're like, I am like hitting major levels that people stop chasing the older they get because they lose that childlike faith. But with me, I'm just bodybuilding spiritually and mentally to where I have the strength to stand on all my convictions, grow deeper in my convictions, be willing to teach other people confidently just how to love life a little bit more. I'm not asking you to be fucking the most loving, gung-ho person in the world. Everyone's nature is different. But as long as within your nature you're trying to be happy with who you are even, and happy with working harder to grow more, then I'm not going to judge you, like, because I see you putting in effort. But the only time it's hard for me to sit by is when someone talks a lot, talks about this growth, but then acts like they're a victim to the world and everything's against them and it's unfair, and that's why they're being negative and that's why they're making bad decisions. It's like, well, yeah, nothing's going to change for you then, because you can't just talk about things. You have to do something different. If you're unhappy with where you're at, find something different to do. Reinvent yourself. Work hard to be that person that you want to be. Don't just say, oh, I wish I was this person, but the world is this. I lost my job. I lost this. Blah, blah, blah. There's no excuse. Do it for you. Do it for your life. Nothing else. Everything after that is going to come with it. All the other reasons you do things. If you're not doing it for yourself and you're not actually doing it, then you're wasting your time. Simple as that, And I'm not one to waste other people's time, and I don't want people to just waste my time or anyone else's, their loved ones' time. Be real. You know what I mean? Like you may be able to trick people for some years off your words, but you're tricking yourself. You're screwing yourself out of your own growth because you think you could trick people into thinking you're successful. That's not the route. Do the legwork. See, I was doing my podcast as I was growing, and it was like nice and cool for people to see. But after so long, I had to find that inner growth and go, I didn't care about making a video. I didn't care about other people seeing my growth. I just had to go do it. And then come back and be like, hey guys, here I am. This is what I've learned in the last couple of years. But now it's different. Now it's going to be more consistent. It's going to be often because I'm ready for that. But I wasn't ready for that then. I was ready for different things. And now I've grounded out and found myself on a deeper level to now I could go back into my passions with 110% focus and not half-assing it. So that's basically what we've been doing now and what we're going to be doing lately. So, obviously that's not much more I could go into that on that, but my podcast videos, they're obviously very long. Previously, they're still going to end up being like relatively long, 30 to 45 minutes. Maybe the videos are longer than my audio podcast. My audio podcast, I do 30-minute episodes so people can go to and from work on Spotify, not have to watch a video, not have to like look away from the road or anything. But this is more for when you're at home, you're a true supporter of what I feel. This touches you in a way that actually matters. I'm not saying the audio doesn't matter, but I'm saying like if you're able to sit and watch an hour-long video, you're a little bit deeper of a follower and a listener and someone who understands where I'm coming from. You're a little bit deeper than just a 30-minute podcast, but the 30-minute podcasts are also really good, and the series is amazing so far. Episode 1 already came out last Friday. Episode 2 drops tomorrow morning, Friday. It'll happen every Friday. I'll have an audio episode. It's already recorded, edited, and ready to go. It'll be through Anchor and also Spotify and Apple Music. The links will be in the description of this YouTube video, as well as my Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all that. TikTok I'm not really active on, but I'm going to start being more involved because I know it's another avenue for content, and I got to be willing to do whatever's needed. But obviously it's going to just keep getting better. But I'm happy to be back. I'm ready to just keep talking about life, keep talking about all this crazy stuff. We're going to have conspiracy theories. We're going to have everything. So it'll be fun too once the guests start feeling comfortable enough to come in. I've gotten a lot of feedback from a lot of you guys on, showing excitement to be on an episode or on a segment or something. And of course, it's nerve-wracking, so you're not going to just jump right in right away. But as soon as you see me pushing out consistent content, it's going to be like, okay, I can be comfortable around this guy because I feel like I know him just through his videos and audio alone. And then that comfortability, there's no, don't trip, dude. I'm not some expert at this. Like, clearly, as you probably guys see, I'm not like an expert at this, so don't feel like you have to just be like someone different than who you are. Come as you are, conversate as you are, and don't overthink or overstress things. And it's just going to keep blowing up. But obviously, putting more content out makes people more comfortable, more personal with you, which is what I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get personal relationships with people, like personal vibe and understanding perspective and things like that. And that's what we've been doing. If you follow any of my audio podcasts and stuff like that. But obviously I'm excited. I really am excited to have guests and find new content, find new stories, and find new things. But right now, it'll keep it simple like this. Just get my next video back out there, and go from there every single week, every single day. And I know it's just gonna manifest. I've been manifesting this for a long time, but it's ready for the gift. The gift part of the manifestation is almost ready to be unwrapped, and that is what this is turning into. It's getting ready to, in my opinion, blow up. Not blow up, but like I'm going to put a lot of effort into it and a lot of stuff behind it, and with that, the effort will show in the growth the brand has. Prodigy's Prophecy within audio, video, short snippets, all different kinds of things. But it's going to take me getting back to that moment, back to where where you get that initial organic growth, which is from my local people or people I've met along the way, such as like all my Tajikans and then all the people I met traveling and through social media. Um, that organic growth is going to take us to new heights, and that's why I want every one of you guys to know I appreciate you for helping me get to that organic growth and getting me through that stage, because as soon as you guys help me get to a certain point, I'm going to definitely go all out with it and continue to make it flourish. And I know I remember every single person who supported me since 2018 on this, so I appreciate you guys like extremely, and I want to keep you guys invested, keep you guys like proud and happy with how everything's going. But it's exciting. I'm ready to get back into this full time. All right, guys. Didn't really make a good outro to this as I rewatch it. Obviously, I just like realized that the outro was kind of gruff. But I appreciate all you guys. If you made it this far in the video, I like heavily appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit notifications for whenever I post something new, so you can stay updated. And again, I appreciate it. All the links to my Spotify, Facebook, Instagram, and everything is in the description. But thanks. We'll be dropping a video episode every Sunday at 5 p.m. and an audio episode on Spotify and Apple Music every Friday at 2 p.m. So just be on the lookout for it. Set reminders with the notifications and like and subscribe just in case you forget. Thank you guys for coming back into Prodigy's Prophecy. I appreciate it. Let's get it.